Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see how to install RStudio into your Windows environment. So R is a free software programming language and a software environment for statistical computing and graphics. The R language is widely used among statisticians and data miners for developing statistical software and for data analysis purposes. And in order to install RStudio into your PC, first you need to install R. So you might be thinking, then what's the difference between R and the RStudio? R is the application that is installed on your computer and uses your personal computer resources to process R programming language. RStudio integrates with R as an IDE, that is Integrated Development Environment, to provide further functionality. RStudio combines a source code editor, build automation tools, and a debugger. So we recommend you to install both R and RStudio on your personal computer. Now let's first install R. So what you have to do in order to install R, just go to your browser and type download R for Windows. And you will see the first website for CRAN-R project. CRAN-R project is basically a community where a group of researchers has designed R language. So that is being hosted in this particular website. So you just click on this. And in this website, you can just see the first link that says download R 4.2.2 for Windows. Now you have to just click here download. And you can see the download process has begun. Now after R has been downloaded, you can go to your download section and double click on this R.4.2.2 Windows version. It will first ask with the administrative privileges, so you have to accept it. So you have to grant the administrative privileges. Now in the first step, you can see it asks for a setup select language. So there are various languages that is being supported by R. You can select any of them. But for this purpose, I'm going to select English. Then I click OK. Then again, we get a service instruction page which says the important information regarding the R. Then you have to just click Next. Again, it asks for a location. So I'm going to browse for a location in the D folder, in the D drive. So I've selected a folder in the D drive. Now I click Next. Now basically these are the main files that will be installed, and it will ask that there should be at least 163.8 MB of free space in your disk so that you can install R over there. So just don't deselect because all are these compulsory. So just let them remain checked and click Next. Now it says please specify yes or no. Do you want to customize the startup option? So if you want to customize, you can click yes, and there will be some sort of manual files that you want to download along with your R, and if not, so you can just manually handle them by clicking yes. But I do not want to do so, so I'm just remaining it keep the defaults, accept the default files. So now I click Next. It asks for a setup will create the program shortcuts in the following startup. So you just let them remain as it is. Click Next. Now here there are options that you want to create a desktop icon. You want to create a quick launch startup icon. So you can keep it checked, but I do not want. But I don't want a desktop shortcut, so I kept it as checked. Now all are checked. Now click Next. And now it has started downloading the R. Please remember that the version that we are downloading is 4.2.2. There are also other available options that you can manually download from the same website. Now as you can see, the R has been downloaded. Now I click Finish. Now we have downloaded the R. Now the next step is to download the RStudio. So for that, again we go to the Chrome, we open a new tab and we download RStudio download for Windows. So you can just click on this link. So you will see a website that posts it, RStudio Desktop. Just click over it. And here you can see the RStudio download RStudio Desktop for Windows, so you can click this, and if you can even download and install R from here. And if you go below, you can see the various version for Windows. These are for the RStudio. Even RStudio supports various versions. It not only supports desktop, but it does supports for various versions. Like it also have enterprise versions, so you can click pricing and choose the variants from there. So yeah, but I'll just want to download RStudio, so I'll just click RStudio ID, RStudio Desktop. There is also RStudio Server, but I'll just download RStudio. So download RStudio Desktop for Windows. So now the download process will begin. Now as you can see, it has started. Now let me just wait till this download get finished, then I'll come back. Now you can see RStudio has been downloaded. Now we'll double click on this. Again, it will ask for administrative privileges, so we need to grant them. Now we have to click next. Again, it is asking for the desired location. So I've given the RStudio as it. Again, as you can see, the space required is basically 800 MB. Free space it requires, but I have around 800 GB, so it's like very good. So now next, I click next. Now these are the additional tools that you want to have along with the startup menu folder. So you can even have the startup menu folder in which you would like to create the program shortcut. So you can also enter the name to create a folder. So if you want do not, you can select it, but I want to keep the default settings, so I'm just leaving it as it is. Now I click next, install. Now it has started the installing process. So if you want to see what exactly it is on, so you can click on the show details part, so it will show you the respective files that it is downloading. Now let me just come back when the installation has been completed. Now you can see the RStudio has finished downloading. Now we click finish, and now we'll directly go to here and type RStudio, and now you can see. Now I'll just click here. I'm just starting. User install 64 version RedHat. You can see user machine default. It is asking for, because it requires language R, so it is asking us, but it is we already installed R, so we can just like user machine's default 64-bit version of R. And rendering engine, you can just auto detect. You should keep it auto detect. Otherwise, you can even manually specify where you have installed R. So I'm just keeping auto detect. Now click OK. Now it has opened. This is how R look like. So basically, in the left side of pane, you can see the code part where you can write the code, and in the global environment part, you can just import data sets. There are in this tab you can import a data set. You can also enable your environment that you want to work on. Like you can import the data set from text, reader, Excel file, SPSS, statistical from other data set. You can upload it. You can have history, connections, like if you have any connection established, and you can, if you want to have any how to do some kind of task, so you can even go through this tutorial tab. So here just we can type a hello world program to it works similarly as Python. Like we just have to type print, and we'll just specify hello world, and we run it. Now when we press enter, so it has just been enter. If you want that you do not want to have this code, so you can just type the upside arrow, and in the additional parameter you can pass code equals to false. Now you press enter. Now you are not getting any quotes alongside with it. And suppose when you are typing code and you get a sort of error, so you can just go to this debug section and you can see the debugging tools that you can use to debug your code and see where you have got the error, and that's how you can clear that error and solve that particular error. Now there are also packages that are readily available in R. So in order to see those packages, you need to go to this tool tabs and you can see the install packages. Then you can just click on install packages, and sometimes what happens is like there might be some package which is not working in your directory, so and in that case you have to again go to this tool section and you have to select the check for package updates, because sometimes the package updates and might be the reason that your older version is not working or causing some error. And you can even go to this version control and the project that you are selecting, that you can select, and there is also terminal section that you can have it, so you can just click on the terminal section. You need to allow access, and this is the same terminal section that we are having in our normal PyCharm or any normal command prompt on a normal cd git command center that we are having. So just open the terminal section. So yeah, this was pretty much about the R and RStudio and how to install it. You can even have your graphs. And one more thing, the one more section that I forgot to tell you about, this graph section. So whenever you plot some graphs, so it will get visible in this graph section. So you can go to this plot part and you can have those plots available in this particular area. So yeah, this was pretty much about how to install RStudio in your computer. Hope you would have enjoyed the video. Thanks.